Okay, so this is week 5, Thursday, quarter 4, math 6 on instructional material in preparation for the final. Today, we're going to go over questions number 11 all the way to 25. So we'll start with question number 11. Grayson, go ahead and read it. Okay. Remember, you always set this up with, what are you doing? Is over of equals percent over 100. Okay, so that's something you need to memorize. Now, take a look at where do you put the 14? 14 of it's 14%. You put it where the percent is because it's 14%. Where do you put the 32.2? Is 32.2, so where do you put it? Is 32.2. The key word here is right there where it says is. Correct? Of what number? Because this is of what number, what do you replace number with? Or of with? No, 14 is where percent is. You replace of what number with the number X, with the letter X, because it's unknown. 14 is right here. 32.2 is where it is. So let's go and rewrite this. 32.2 over X equals 14 over 100. Okay, now we cross multiply. When you cross multiply this, 32.2 times 100. Now, look at this. Remember how you go 1, 2, 2 to the left. Do you see that? Which means you take this decimal and go 1, 2 to the right. So then how many zeros do you put here? Do you see how there's a space for 1 0? So then you have 3, 2, 2, 0 equals 14 times x is 14x. How do you get rid of the 14 with the x? What's opposite of a times? So let's divide it by 14 on both sides. That part cancels. X equals divided 3220 divided by 14. Go ahead and divide it, please, and then check with your calculator. Calculator. I did. Did you solve it yet? Okay, good. So x is equal to what? 230. So that is your answer. X is equal to 230. So the question that says 40% of what number is 32.2? What number is it? So 14% of 230 is 32.2. Yes? Okay. So we have to make sense of it. What that means is 32.2 represents 14% of 230. Does that make sense? So if you were to actually check for this, you will just take 230 times 0.14. What does that equal? Do that in your calculator, please. Can you see that okay on the computer? Yes? Okay. What is it? Does it give you 32.2? Okay, seriously, you need to hurry up, please. You're just multiplying it into a calculator. You do not need to use it with your hand. Just use your calculator and multiply it, please. We're just checking. Okay, then we're good. All right, next one, number 12. Read it, please. How do we set this up? No. How do we set it up? Is over. No, is over equals. Okay, let's go ahead and decipher the question here. Where do you put the 18? Where do you put the 24? Perfect. Where is your x? There you go. Cross multiply. Of 24, 18%. What's 24 times 18? Use your calculator. Divided by 100. What is x? What is it? 4.3. Okay, everything I'm boxing, I want you to copy down, please. Copy that part down. So you show the work later. Do you understand? Okay, number 13. Whenever you're ready. Number 13, we have a bunch of things to do, so try to pick it up. I'm ready to move on. What is it? 0.68. Okay, you're gonna write everything in what style? No, everything in, is it decimals, percent, or fractions? No. Decimals. That's how you tell if something's big or small. Do you understand? Okay. First thing, 0.68 is just 0.68. That's already in decimals, right? How do you write 148% in decimals? Move 2 spaces to the left. So what is your answer here? What is it? 1 point. Yeah. Next one, 81 over 100. That's a fraction. You got to put in decimals, right? So remember, you're moving decimals. This is your decimal here. You go 1, 2 to the left. So you got to move what over here? Oh, wait a second. Hold on a second. Oh, 1, 2 to the left. Do you see that? This is equal to 0.81. Next one, 0.01 or 0.1%. Okay, so they did this to kind of confuse you. If you're going to look over here, when you change a percent to a decimal, okay? When you change percent to decimal, you need to move 2 spaces in which direction? What did you do with 148%? Did you move to the right or the left? Yeah, this is done to confuse you. So you have to move 2 spaces to the left. Are you ready? 1, 2, which means it's equal to 0.001. You see that? So that is 0.001. So here are your numbers, okay? Which one do you think is the smallest number? 0.001. That's the same thing as equal to 0.1%. Do you agree with that? Okay, that's the first one. What's the next smallest number? So immediately I know A and C are not it. Do you see that? Because you're going from smallest to biggest, least to greatest, okay? What's the next smallest number? Okay, 0.68. That one was, well, that was just 0.68, right? So far it's still either B or D, right? What's the next smallest one after 0.68? 0.81 is written like what in its original form? Good. Okay, so immediately right now, which one do you think is your answer? Okay, let's just finish the last one. What's the last number? What was its original form? Perfect. So it is D as in dog. So make sure you select that one. Okay, when you're ready, read number 14.
We just did no. Try tell me if it's good. Is it good? Yeah. Really cool. Good. Oh. All right, read the next question, please. And what's the question asking you? Okay, you have 1/4. What is that in decimals? Again, you have to change everything in the decimals. Good. 0.25. Do you see how this is 0 and this is 1? You see that? So if I were to divide it in half, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at 5, it will be half. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So put a marker right there and mark that as 1/2, which is 0.5. See that? Now, if you're doing 0.25, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So half of this right here. So 0.25 will be right here in the middle. Do you see that? And the reason why they're doing the middle is because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you should have 1, 2 on the left side, 1, 2 on the right side. And then in between, there's a little bit of space. Do you see that? And the reason I said that, I mean, do you kind of see it though? You go 1, 2, and there's a space right here. Do you see that? 1, 2. So it has to be in between that little space. Do you see that though? So this right here is 1/4 or 0.25. So is that one correct? Is 0.4 what 0.25 where A is? Yeah, that one's correct. So I'm gonna put a check mark right there. Next one, 47%. If you put that into a decimal, what would that be? 0.47. You need to make sure you get that right because you're going 2 steps to the. Yeah, you can't just say 4.7. That's only 1 step. And that doesn't even make any sense because it's 4.7. Should 4.7 between 0 and 1? Okay, 0.47. Does that look like it's at 4.7 or 0.47? Yeah, because it's before 0.5, right? Next one is, so I'm gonna put a check mark there. It looks like it's correct so far. 2/3 is equal to what? What would 2/3 be?
1.5.
No. 2 divided by 3. You're doing 3 over 2. 3 over 2 is 1.5. What is 2 over 3? Divide that, please. What would that be? Hmm? Yeah, so 0.67. So is that around 0.67? So remember how we did 0.25? We, from one half, you go 1, 2 to the right. From here, go 1, 2 to the left, and there are little spaces right here. Do you see that? Or hold on a second. That's half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I don't need this. This is 1. Do you see 1 right there? Yeah, so ignore this part right here. That's not it. So from here you go 1, 2. From the 1 you go 1, 2, right? In between the space right here. Do you see how that's in the middle? That's 0.75. So does 2/3 look like it's in the right spot? I don't know. I mean, like, it looks like it's a little bit too close to 0.5. Do you see that? Although I don't know. I think they all kind of look somewhat similar though. An A2. 2 over 3. That's 0.5. 0.6. Actually, if that's 0.7 right here, 0.75, in between 0.5 and 0.75 should be 0.6, which is right here. So this actually is incorrect, I think. So, because it's a little bit too close to 0.5. Do you see that? So let's just go ahead and say C. Although 0.8, I don't know. These look very similar to me, so I'll just put that. All right, number 15. Go ahead and read it, please.
To purchase an energy ticket, four students collected money into a common fund. Folks put $200 into the fund.
Mm-hmm.
50% of this amount into the fund.
Mm-hmm.
Action to calculate this amount into the fund.
Mm-hmm.
Put 0.5 action into the fund.
Read after.
Here all the students have contributed. What's the final amount of the fund?
Okay, so how much did Brooke put? So Brooke put $200. So there is immediately $200 right there, right? What about Eva? So Eva gave 50% of Brooke. So what's 50% of $200? That's like half of 200, which is, if you take 200 and you divide it by 2, what would that give you? Yeah, 100. What did Ashton do? So Ashton did half of Eva's. If Eva was 100, what's half of 100? Yeah, so there's now $50 in the fund, right? And what about Catherine? Okay. 0.5 times Ashton's. How much did Ashton put in there? $50, right? So then 50 times 0.5. Multiply that. I think it's $2.50. So Catherine put really nothing in there. Grab your calculator and check on when you're done. Do you see how mom was able to do this really quickly in her head? Okay, let me show you why, okay? 10% of $50 is $5. No, it's not $25, $2.50. Multiply that. 50 times 0.5? Is it? What's 10% of 50? 10.10 times 50. Oh, it's not 0.05, it's 0.5 times. Okay. Oh, it is 25. Hold on a second. I'm reading this incorrectly. Hold on. Okay. 0.5, if you convert it to a percentage, right? To percentage. Means you have to go 1, 2 spaces to the right. Yes? So if I go 1, 2 to the right, wouldn't that equal to 50%? Right? So then what is 50%? Ashton, how much did Ashton give? $50. Ashton gave $50, right? So Catherine gave 50% of $50. So what's 50% of $50? 100% is $50. What's half of $50? 25. Okay, so let's add everything together. 200, 100, 50, 25. What would you get? You don't use the calculator for this. Just do it in your head. $200 plus 100 is 300. 300 plus 50 is 350. What's 350 plus 25? 375. You got that? Okay. No, I'm saying you're not solving, you're just doing this in your head. You can't be relying on a calculator. You can't use a calculator on your final. Okay. All right, let me know when you're ready to move on. Okay, now we're gonna go on to question number 16 to 25. Go ahead and read number 16, please. Let's first draw a right triangle. So what do you know about right triangles? What degree is that? Okay. This is a 90 degree right here, which means this angle right here. Do they look like obtuse? No. Because the sum of angles in a triangle is equal to what? Like all three angles in a triangle adds up to 180 degrees, right? If this one's 90, what is it required to be an obtuse triangle? Obtuse triangle has to be what? It has to be bigger than 100 degrees. No. 180 degrees is a straight line. Okay. So here's the thing. If this angle right here is 90, the other two angles are going to be acute. Do you see that? So is there any way for you to have an obtuse angle here? No, you're going to explain that, okay? Number 17, go ahead and read, please. This is a rhombus, yes? What is the characteristics of a rhombus? Yeah, so to be a rhombus, 4 sides are congruent, which means they're the same, right? What do you notice about the angles with rhombus? Are they the same? All 4 of them are the same? No. These opposite angles are the same. Do you see how these two angles are obtuse? But then what about the blue angles? Where are they? Okay, so with a rhombus, you know that 4 sides are the equal, and then opposite angles are congruent, right? In order for you to have a square, what are the characteristics of a square? Yeah, to be a square, all 4 sides are congruent. That's the same thing as a rhombus. But also, what do we notice about all the angles? What do we notice about all the angles? No, all 4 angles are 90 degrees. They can't be same. You can't have like 20, 20, 20, 20 degrees. Okay, it has to be 90 degrees. So can a rhombus be a square? But can a square be a rhombus? Yeah. A square can be a rhombus because they do have 4 sides equal, right? And opposite angles are the same. Opposite angles are the same. But a rhombus opposite angles are the same, but not all 4 angles are the same. Okay? So square can be a rhombus, but rhombus can not be a square. You got to explain that. Okay? Number 18. Go ahead and read.
How do you decide 1, 2, 3?
Quadrilateral just means a 4-sided shape. There are lots of quadrilaterals. Okay, what are all the quadrilaterals that we can have? Let's list all of them. What else? What else? What else? What else? What about trapezoid?
Yeah.
What about a kite? Yeah. So can a quadrilateral have more than one name? Yeah, all of these, right? How do you decide which one to use?
Based on
All of them have 4 sides. It's based on the characteristics of what? And this is a symbol. What does that say? And angles. That's an angle. That means angle. So in geometry, this means congruent, which means you're equal. This means angle. Okay, your teacher should have gone over those symbols with you. All right, 19. You're going to have to redo number 18 on your own with your own words, okay? Number 19, what? Go ahead.
Gus is big. 6 feet wide and 8 feet tall. What is the area of the
Okay, let's draw a chicken coop. There's your chicken coop. So which one is going to be your 6 and which one's going to be your 8? Okay, it's the length, right? What is the area? How do you find the area of a rectangle? Okay, so what's your answer then? 48, what's a unit? And? Yeah, okay. All right, number 20, go for it.
What is the primary area of this figure?
Okay, so you gotta do 2 things, right? So, let's separate this. This is a weird shape. You can like dice it up into 2 rectangles. How do you want to dice it up? Do you want to dice it up going across like this? Or do you want to go vertically down? Like this. Red or purple? Red? Okay, so then you have this shape right here that I'm just going to take out, okay? This is 7. This is 12, correct? 12 is from here to here, right? Then you also have this long piece. What's from here to here? What's that? 8. And from here to here, it's 10. All right, so let's find the 2 side or rectangles. Rectangle 1, rectangle 2. Do you see how I label that? What is the area of rectangle 1? Isn't that 7 times 12? So what is it? Okay, and how do you find the area of rectangle 2?
Now add the two together because you gotta find the sum, right? $164. Okay. And what is your unit? 10 years. Okay, good. Okay, next up, find the parameter. Find the parameter or something. Together. Out of what? No, well, you add the outside, it's like building a fence, right? Like how much fencing material would you need, right? Yes. Yes, okay, it's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and add everything together here. What is this side right here? What is that side? No, what is the side? What's this? Okay, what is this side right here? No, what is this side? This side right here in green. How'd you get 3? Good. Then what is this side right here? Okay, what's this side right here? And what's this entire thing right there? So let's add those together. So your parameter is me 7 plus 12 plus 3 plus 8 plus 10 plus 20. What is that going to be? I'm going to go pick up your brother. You finish this and you tell me. So what is your parameter? What is that? My perimeter. $60 what? Okay. Okay, parameter. All right. Define, draw, and label the following. All right. Did you use a color pencil? Obtuse is going to be greater than 90 degrees, less than what? Less than 180. Yeah. Vertical angles. Remember vertical angles, the way I like to remember them, they're like railroad tracks, they're crisscross. Or actually not railroad, just crisscross. Like this. Make sure you have arrows over here. So vertical angles are like these angles right here. Do you see that in blue? And the dark blue, those are vertical angles, okay? Right angle should be pretty easy, shouldn't it? It's just how many degrees? It's kind of like the corner of your paper, okay? Complementary angles means what? It's 90 degrees. No, and it's 2 angles. So it's 2 angles that add up to. So this is A and this is B. Angle A plus angle B equals 90 degrees. Do you see that? With vertical angles, put A, B, C, D. Angle A is equal to angle B, comma, angle C is equal to angle D. Do you see that? Yeah. Okay, supplementary angles. What do we know about supplementary angles? It's like a 180 degrees, which is the same thing as a straight angle. Okay? So 2 angles that add up to 180 degrees. Complementary is 2 angles that add up to 90 degrees. Okay? Okay, copy it down. Okay.
And that's it. That's everything. Do you have any questions? All right, that concludes our lesson today.